Okay, welcome to my channel Maths with Mahanti sir. Children, in the last class we completed the chapter Your Perimeter and Area. Okay, where we were discussing the last part of the chapter, that is your area of circle. How to find area of circle, semicircle, their circumference or perimeter, etc. We have discussed everything in detail. So today let us start a new chapter known as your data handling. Actually, you have already read about data handling in class 6. So what is the other name of data handling? Actually, data handling is otherwise known as statistics. You see, children, when you will go to class 8, 9 and 10, instead of the chapter data handling, it will be read as statistics. They carry, both the chapters are same, okay? Now what is statistics or data handling? You see, like your mathematics, physics, chemistry, statistics is a separate branch. It is a separate discipline. You will come to know what is statistics. I mean, when you will go to secondary level and senior secondary level, there you will read statistics as a separate branch. It is separate. It is a separate branch like your mathematics, physics and chemistry. Okay. It is otherwise known as data handling. Now the point is, what is the scope of statistics? What areas does statistics cover? Or what are the things that we come across in statistics? Okay. So statistics cover what areas? See, that means in statistics or data handling, what we generally read, it generally deals with four things. What? The first is your collection of data. You see, in statistics, the first thing it is done, the first thing that is done is data is collected, collection of data. See, now you will ask me, sir, what is data? Yes. You have some idea about data in class 6. Data is nothing but any reliable information collected. So what does it mean? What does reliable information means? You see, if I ask you, what is your percentage of mark? What percentage of mark you had secured in the last annual exam of class 6? You can easily say, suppose you had secured 98%. Sir, I had scored 98% in the last annual exam. Okay. Here 98%, you see 98, it is a data or information. Okay. It is a numerical data. Okay. If I ask you what is your roll number, say 13. 13 is a numerical data or an observation or score. It has different names. Data has different names. Observation, score, variate. There are so many names. Okay. So in statistics or data handling, the first step is what the investigator does. He or she collects data. Okay. Means some reliable information. Again, this data is of two types. One is your primary data, the other is secondary data. So what is primary and what is secondary data? See, if the data is collected yourself, suppose you yourself collected some information or data, then it becomes primary data for you. Now after collecting the data, if you submit it to your teacher, then that data becomes secondary data for your teacher. For example, suppose your teacher said you that you please collect the marks of all the students of this class that they had secured in the last exam. So what you will do, you will go near each and every individual student or your friend, you will collect their marks in a piece of paper, you will write all the informations or all the marks obtained by them and you will submit the report to your teacher. You see, in this case you collected the data, that means you are the investigator. So as you collected the data so collected is primary data for you. And the moment it is submitted to your teacher, it becomes secondary data for him. Okay. So I hope you understood the meaning of primary and secondary data. Okay. Next. Now the point is, what is the second step after data is collected? What the investigator will do? So the next step, I mean, what the investigator will do after he or she collects the data? Then after the data is collected, he will present it. He will organize it. Now the point is, how will he present or organize? To present or organize, there are two ways. You see, these are the scope. You see, scope or areas covered by statistics or your data handling, collection of data, presentation of data, analysis of data, and conclusion. You see, collection, I said, data means your any reliable your information collected. Okay. Any reliable information collected. Now after the data is collected, what is the next step? The next step is the investigator has to present or organize the data. Now to organize the data or present the data, how he will do or what he will do? he will present or organize the data in two ways, either in ascending order or in descending order. That means it is done either in ascending order, you see, ascending order or descending order, you see, descending. That means the data collected is presented or organized either in the ascending order or in the descending order. Why? By presenting the data in the ascending order or descending order, it is very convenient. It becomes very convenient for the investigator to answer many questions instantly or quickly or suddenly. See, that means suppose he will arrange all the marks obtained by 40 students in a class in the ascending or descending order. Then looking at the data instantly, he or she can answer how many students have secured more than 60% marks, or how many students have secured less than 60% marks in the last exam. It can easily be answered instantly, quickly, very quickly, looking at the data at a glance, provided the data will have written in the ascending or in the descending order. Okay, so after data is collected, it is presented or organized in two ways, ascending or descending order. Then what is the next step? The next step is then the data is analyzed. It is put to or subjected to analysis. What is meant by analysis? Analyzing the data means examining the data. It is to be examined, because unless and until the data is examined, we cannot arrive at some conclusion. The observer or the investigator, he cannot reach at some conclusion. He cannot draw conclusion or inference unless the data is examined or analyzed. Okay. So, and the last step is conclusion, drawing conclusion or inferences. Okay. So these are the four areas which is covered by a special branch or special discipline known as your statistics or your data handling. Okay, so these are the things. Okay, this is a new thing perhaps you came to know in class 7. Now next we will discuss what is range. Okay, what is range of a distribution as given in your class 7 syllabus. You see, what is range of a distribution? See children, what is meant by range? Now first we have to understand what is distribution. Suppose you are given some ungrouped observation or ungrouped data, say 5, 2, 6, 8, 28, etc. You see, suppose you are given a set of 5 observations or 5 ungrouped data or score, whatever you say. Now this becomes a distribution. When we write some observations, maybe in the ascending or descending order, it becomes a distribution. Now in this distribution, if I ask you, which is the lowest score? See, which is the lowest observation or score? 2. Which is the highest score or highest observation? 28. Now if you take the difference of these two, the lowest score and the highest score, it will give you the range of the distribution. That means range is defined. The range of a distribution is defined as the difference of highest and the lowest score. So we can say highest score minus lowest score. Highest score or highest observation minus lowest score. Okay, lowest score or lowest observation, or we can say the maximum observation minus minimum observation in a distribution of a distribution, it gives the range. Okay, so this is the concept of range, how to find range of a distribution. Then another new term, what is frequency? Let us understand what is frequency. See, because if we do not understand all these terms, we cannot understand whatever is given ahead. That is measures of central tendency, mean, median and mode. There are so many things, okay, to be discussed. So these are some terms connected with your data handling or statistics. So what is frequency? See children, in order to understand what is frequency, let us take one example. Okay, let us consider 1 over in a cricket match. You know, children, you all play, all play cricket, and all of you might be seeing cricket match. You have idea about cricket match. In a cricket match, in every over there are how many balls? 6 balls in a particular over. Suppose let us consider an over. You see, let us consider the distribution which is given like this. Suppose number of balls and these are the runs scored. Okay. First ball. Suppose Virat Kohli. You know who is Virat Kohli? He is an eminent Indian cricketer. Suppose in a particular over, in the first ball, he hit a boundary. In the second ball, again he hit a boundary. In the third ball, again he hit a boundary. See. In the fourth ball, suppose he scored only 2 runs. See. Okay. Suppose he scored 2 runs in the fourth ball. And in the fifth ball, he hit a 6. And in the sixth ball, suppose he hit another 6. Look at the distribution. Look at the distribution. So what are this distribution show? This distribution shows the runs scored by Virat Kohli in a particular over in a cricket match. See, now if I ask you, you see, these are the runs. These are the runs or scores, you see. Now if I ask you, see, so 4 run or the score 4 is, he has hit 4 runs or boundary. How many times? 3 times, you see. Run 4 is scored by Virat Kohli. How many times? 3 times. So we say that the frequency of 4 is 3. See. Now look at run 2 run. You see, look at the score of the run 2. 2 has been scored by him how many times? 1 time. So if 2 is the run or the score, its frequency is 1 because it occurs only 1 time in the distribution. Now look at the score of run 6. 6 occurs how many times? 2 times in the distribution. So we say that the frequency of 6 is 2. So now you can easily answer what is frequency. So frequency means how many times an observation or score occurs in a distribution. As the score 4 or the run 4 or the boundary 4, whatever you say, it occurs 3 times. Means Virat Kohli has hit 3 boundaries. You see. So the frequency of 4 will be 3. He has hit only 2 runs in 1 ball. That means 2 occurs 1 time. You see. The frequency of 2 is 1. Frequency of 6 occurs 2 times in the distribution, so the frequency of 6 will be 2. See, now look at this distribution. In this distribution, you see, in this distribution, these are the scores or observations, these are frequencies. Okay, so children, I hope you understood what is the meaning of frequency. Frequency is what? How many times an observation occurs in a distribution, that is called frequency. Now, let me, children, in class 6, there was the concept of tally. Children, you know what is tally. I hope you know what is tally. Tally means, you see, once again I am revising the thing. What is tally? Suppose an observation is 4. In this case, suppose an observation or score is 4. Okay. Suppose an observation or score or data is 4. How to represent it by tally? Tally means vertical lines. You see, the score or the observation or the data, it is represented by, you see, that means what is the frequency? What is the frequency of 4? You see, what is the frequency of 4? Let me do here. Tally, see. Score, what is 4? 4 is the score of observation. What is its frequency? 3. Because 4 occurs 3 times. Virat Kohli had scored 4 runs or 3 boundaries. 4 runs or 3 boundaries. Or not, 3 boundaries, 4 runs, 3 times he had scored. So the frequency of 4 is 3. Now this 3 will be represented by, you see, 3 tallies. Okay. Then 2 runs. 1 frequency is 1. 2 occurs 1 time. 1 tally. Look at 6. 6 runs, it occurs 2 times, frequency 2 tallies. Now suppose you will ask me, suppose an observation is 5, how to represent it or show it by tally, you see. If this is the score or observation, you see, and this is the tally, then it will be shown like this, you see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 tallies, another cross, 5. Suppose you want to represent 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, you see, 7 tallies. Okay, and tally mark, it is used particularly to denote frequencies. Okay, it is used to denote frequency. That means, you see, 4 is the score, 3 is the frequency, 3 tallies. 2 is the score, 1 is the frequency, 1 tally. 6 is the score, 2 is the frequency, 2 tallies. Now this distribution, look at. So what we find in this distribution? In this distribution we find some ungrouped data or ungrouped observations, namely 4, 2 and 6. Their frequencies, corresponding frequencies along with what? Tally mark. So this frequency, this table is known as your frequency distribution table. This table is called your frequency distribution table. Okay? Or you can say it is ungrouped frequency distribution. It will be taught again in detail in class 8 only, just I am giving you the idea. Okay? When a distribution, the distribution which shows scores or observations along with frequency and tally mark is known as frequency distribution table, and it is an ungrouped frequency distribution. Why? Because here the scores are ungrouped data, okay, or ungrouped observations. observations. Children, I hope you understood what is frequency, what is tally mark, okay, what is range, your the scope, the area that statistics or your data handling covers. Okay. Now in the next class we shall discuss measures of central tendency. See, there are three measures of central tendency. So what are the three measures? Let me just tell you, give you the idea. We shall discuss it in detail in the next class. There are three. After all this, you see in this class we came to know what is statistics or data handling, what is its scope, what areas does it cover, what is range or not, what is range, what is frequency. I tried my level best to give you the concept. Then what is frequency distribution, what is tally mark, what is the need of tally mark. Tally mark is particularly needed to show frequency distribution. More about it will be discussed in class 8, 9 and 10. Okay. Then there are three measures of central tendency. So what are three measures of central tendency? You see, there are three measures. So the three measures of central tendency are what? One is your mean. This is the first measure of central tendency. Then your median. And the third measure of central tendency is mode. So what is mean, median? What is mean, what is median and what is mode? We shall discuss it separately. Okay. Children, to understand mean you can easily you go back to class 5 once again. There we had read one chapter known as average. You know, children, you know how to find average of numbers. You see, that average is nothing but your mean. We shall discuss it in a separate class. I am trying to give you some hint, idea about average. You see, average. So how to find average? Suppose you are given three numbers, 1, 3 and 5. Now if I ask you to find the average of these three observations or these three on-group data, you can easily answer. How? First, how to find the average? It will be 1 plus 3 plus 5 divided by 3. So why did I add 1, 3 and 5? Because average of a set of observation, if we go back to class 5, what is the formula? What formula we had read in class 5? How to find average of a set of observation? First we have to add all the addends or all the observations. Sum of addend. What was the formula? Sum of addends divided by total number of addends. Here the addends are 1, 3 and 5. So take the sum. Total number of addend is 3. So it is 3. So it is 9 by, you see, 3. So the average of 1, 3 and 5 will be 3. So how did you calculate? To calculate the average of a set of observations or on-group data, what we have to do? We have to add all the addends or we have to find the sum of all observations and divide it by the total observation in order to get the average. So this average is nothing but mean. The other name of average is mean or arithmetic mean. That means average, mean and arithmetic mean, all these three terms are synonyms of one another. Okay, so as you know average, you can easily understand what is mean and you can easily find how to find the mean of on-group data or on-group observation. Okay, children, we will discuss about the three measures of central tendency, that is mean, median and mode separately in another class. So children, I hope whatever I discussed about your central tendency, I mean your statistics or data handling, I tried my level best to discuss the concept of statistics. What is statistics? What areas does it cover? Okay, what is the scope? Okay, then your range, frequency, so many things I discussed. Okay, frequency distribution, etc. So we will discuss the three measures of central tendency separately in another class. Whatever I discussed in this class, children, I hope you must have understood. If at all it is true, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay, so we shall again meet in the next class with the discussion of mean, median and mode. Thank you.